Hello everyone. This video I'll talk to you about creating the second piece below. There's another piece that is below here, right? So we want to create a similar piece below. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna duplicate whatever we have existing, and then I'm gonna merge them, and I'm gonna move them all down below, and I'm gonna snake hook it to form it back into shape, and then after that I'll split it back to points again. So I think that will be the most efficient. So all these screws I want to merge them to one layer later, but for now I'll just actually merge everything. So make sure you save everything, by the way, and because when we are doing all this merging and splitting operations, we need to make sure we always save. Okay, so I'll just say always okay because I know what I'm doing. So I merge every single layer. So I should have one layer with everything merged, and I'm going to do a duplicated piece. I'll just move below, scale it down slightly, and let it sit behind nicely. So already I can see it's working pretty well. And my Wacom is a bit laggy. So yep. So I think this could be something. I'll just rotate it a little bit so that it has this arch over here. And then wait, hold on. I think I want to make sure my symmetry is on, and then I'll rotate again. Position it as best as possible, close to the reference. And for the top part, I won't be so worried about that. I will just snake hook, push it in. So I'm using snake hook, but I'm also making sure that I'm not um, warping or distorting the shape too much. So I can just as long as you didn't do too big or exaggerating of an action, the snake hook is perfectly fine. And as long as we don't stretch it like this, so the screws doesn't look like it's too weird or overshaped, it's gonna be fine. So yep, so the top part I'm just gonna push it in, so the shape will be a little bit more like this. I'm gonna make it a bit wider. Let's use my snake hook actually. So yep, right. So I think that's good for me. Okay, with this, and then now I'm gonna just split the tools back. Okay, so everything is already good. So I'll just press split to parts. Okay, so you split to all the parts again. Then I just want to make sure I'm gonna merge all the. Sorry, I'm just gonna merge all the screws together. So I'm keeping a tab of what I'm gonna merge. So all these are screws, so I'll just merge them. And I can just look at the shape and I understand. So if you don't understand the shape, mouse over and you look at the shape properly before you merge them. So this is lower screws, this is the base, this is the outside. Just want to name properly, outside. And then I'm gonna create a folder. So this one is the lower SG, lower shoulder guard. So this folder, I'm gonna put all the stuff inside. So this whole folder contains my lower shoulder guard. Okay, so I'll just off it. So when you select a layer, it will still be visible, but once I select another layer, I can just on and off this whole group, and then you'll see that the subtool is now hidden. Okay, so now the top part of this screw, I'm starting to feel like just judging the size to the reference, I think I should expand it a bit wider. So now it might be a good chance, since I just merged everything, right? So I just want to maybe expand it upwards like this. See what I can get away with. I'm trying not to do too much as well, but every little bit helps to make this point shape. And I think this center screw I need to be a little bit careful. Yeah. So I think I feel like it's better like this. Okay, so same thing for this. This one will be I'll split the parts. Always okay. And then all these 5 screws, I'm gonna merge them first. Merge. So 5 screws are all together. This is the upper screws. So this is the upper part. This is the part where it's outside. Sorry, I accidentally created a group, so it's a bit confusing. Let me be a bit more clear about that. So I just rename this outside, and this is the base of main SG. SG stands for shoulder guard for me, just to keep the video recording more efficient. So I just name them as SG. Okay, so this is so I have 2 folders. Each folder has 3 subtools. You can tell 3 subtools each. Create a new folder from here, and then name them neatly. So a bit of naming helps us to keep things more organized. And when we open up the folder, we can see the files that we are at. Okay. All right. So yeah. So I think that's all we'll do from here. Okay. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.